Welcome to another episode of Bears News Network. I'm your host, Mike Anderson, alongside my co-host, DeAndre Cootie Hicks, where we talk Chicago Bears sports and news like Chicagoans do, man. The number one place to win a pair of tickets along with prizes every other week. We give back to the subscribers. So if you're a Chicago Bears fan, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button,
Yes,
comment,
sir.
interact with us. We appreciate all the love and support. Okay, Cootie, in this matchup, we're going to talk about the Bears take on the Jacksonville Jaguars Sunday in London at 8:30 a.m. We're going to get into that matchup, talk about who's in and who's out, and predict who we think will win this game. So we're going to get into all that,
Yes,
the whole
man.
matchup coming up right here, right now on Bears News Network. Welcome back to Bears News Network. I'm your host, Mike Anderson, alongside with my co-host, DeAndre Cootie Hicks. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Bears taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in London Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Cootie, what you thinking about this matchup, man? How you feel about it?
I feel good about it, man. I think that we can come out, get the win. We looked at it as the home team, and I think it's just gonna be a good one. I think it's definitely gonna be a good one between both sides.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Early morning game. Everybody got to be up early, bright and early to catch
Yeah,
the game, man. So you guys don't miss it. When we get into this Jacksonville Jaguars team and what they did and Trevor Lawrence did on the offensive side of the ball last week, we can look at what they did versus the Colts. He had 28 of 34 attempts, 371 yards, two touchdowns, one interception that had a 119.5 QBR rating. How did you feel like Trevor Lawrence did, Cootie, last week versus the Colts? Mind you, too, also, he had 0 sacks and 0 QB hits. So his offensive line did keep
yeah.
them upright and did their job. So, what you think about his performance last week against the Colts?
Yeah, with that being said, he looked like he's getting back into his shape. He's looking like the Trevor Lawrence, who was drafted number one overall and stuff, man. He just looked like he's getting back into his football mode, man. We know he can do that. Over 300 yards, a few TDs, interception here and there, but he's still a good player, and it looked like he, like I said, getting into his groove.
Yeah, you can see that he's starting to look like the number one overall pick that they got him for. And it was a little tough for Jaguars fans. They started off like 8-3 on the season going into last year, and then they haven't won the game since like think just last week. So it was tough for him, and a lot of
Yeah,
people was questioning Trevor Lawrence, but he did look good versus the Colts. But one thing that stood out to me though in this game, Cootie, was, and one thing that probably will concern me as far as us on the defensive side with the Bears is what Tank Bigsby did
yeah,
versus the Colts. Was his 13 attempts, only 13 attempts, over 100 rush yards, 7.8 average yards per carry, and those two touchdowns. That's one thing that stuck out to me because the Chicago Bears
yeah.
have been a struggling rush defensive team this year, other than like in years past where we was one of the best run stop defensive teams in the league. It's not quite so much this year when you look at the Chicago Bears numbers with their rush defense in 2024. They're giving up 5 yards per carries to running backs, Cootie, with 6 total touchdowns given up to running backs. That's not good. That's in the bottom echelon of the league compared to, like I said, what we was in years past. But good thing about the Chicago Bears on that defensive side of the ball, like we said, Cody, we still have the
Yep.
number 3 in takeaways. We're still number 3 in the National Football League in takeaways at 11. Our division rivals, the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings, are 1-2, right? And we're right behind them. So when you look at those numbers of what Tank Bigsby did, does it give you a concern as to with our team defensively?
I mean, yeah, you pointed it out. We are playing uncharacteristic football on the defensive side and the run game in particular. We're giving up, like you say, the 5 yards per carry on average, and if you got a guy who had a game like that, over 100 yards, 2 TDs, they're going to build off that in their next game. So if you're not able to hold the run as we, like I say, not been able to do, it don't look too good for us. So it definitely, worries me. I have some concerns with that. It just, those two things spell disaster being put together.
Yeah. Now on the other side of the ball with the Jags, their defense is not all that good, so it could be an opportunity for us to continue to get better and keep our flow of working on all phases going into this game in London as well. When you look at the Jags and what they have done defensively this year, the Jags secondary in Week 5 they gave up 359 yards to Joe Flacco, 3 touchdowns. And then also the defense in just in 2024 has 0 interceptions. They do have a couple of forced fumbles, but 0 interceptions with that secondary, and they allowed 10 touchdowns with a 111.7 rating against them. And then when you look at the pass defense allowed to wide receivers, they have a 114.1 rate. So you can see that receivers in the passing game against the Jacksonville Jaguars are being successful. Now, their pass rush, they did get 4 sacks out of 45 pass attempts on Joe Flacco last week, but you could just see as far as to the passing game, Cootie, that's just something that they seem to struggle with.
Yeah, on their part, you could say that's what their disaster is probably in that. Their defense not being able to stop the passing game and all the wide receivers. Because, like I said, we do have a three-headed monster. We have Caleb Williams and DJ Moore with their connection they having now. If it's the same thing as what happened last week, we'll have a good game. Their defense is gonna get ran all over. We'll come out. It'll be a good one for us just because how they defense have been playing.
Yeah, especially with their secondary. Now, when we look
Yeah.
at our offense and what the Chicago Bears did last week with Caleb Williams and DJ Moore, when you look at what he did, threw for over 300 yards, couple of touchdowns, no interceptions for the second straight week in a row, over 100 QBR rating for the second straight week in a row. Then DJ Moore and his connection finally growing and getting on connection with 5 receptions from DJ Moore with over 100 receiving yards and a couple of TDs. And then the DJ Moore with the 2 TDs of over 30 plus yards. That was something early, Cootie, that they just wasn't being able to connect on those long throws. But now we can see over the past few weeks that Caleb and DJ Moore chemistry is starting to come along. What stood out to you as far as with Caleb and DJ Moore and this offense starting to come along in jail?
Oh, okay. So, in Caleb part, it'll have to be the 0 interceptions he had in the last game. Just for him being a rookie, that he'll have his off days, but to see him be able to protect the ball like that, and then knowing that he threw the ball, for some big yardage plays, including the 2 TDs to DJ Moore for over 30 yards. Those are two things that I really like. The fact that DJ Moore had those 2 big TDs, and then that Caleb Williams was able to make those type of plays and not put balls in the ball in harm's way.
Yeah. And then also Caleb Williams too, Cody. He had 5 games now. Sorry. And through his 5 games, he have over 1,091 yards, which is a franchise record for a QB through their first 5 games for the Chicago Bears. So he's making progress as well. It's not like he's not making progress. And you can see that he's starting to
Yeah.
get quicker on his reads, know where he wants to go with the ball. He's getting more comfortable with his line. He's getting more comfortable with the play calling, getting the play. He's been checking at the line. I've seen him check
Yep.
out of a few things. So that just shows growth and that he know what he wants and where he wants to go with the ball. And that's just a great sign to see. One thing that stood out to me, and I reached out to a couple of guys as far as trying to get some stats together, and I came up with this Bears off defense rather was the pass defense for 2024. They have a 68.2 rate, which is
Yes.
second with 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Then they're holding wide receivers to that 65.3 rate, unlike the Jacksonville Jaguars, who is giving up those receivers over 100, rating to those wide receivers. The Bears is holding those wide receivers in the 60 rating, which is third in the NFL with 5 interceptions and just 1 touchdown allowed. And then the pass rush versus Andy Dalton with 4 sacks, 10 QB hits out of 35 pass attempts. So out of those defensive statistical stats, Cootie, What do you feel like the Chicago Bears can take from that off that defensive side of the ball to put towards the Jaguars to make them successful in this game?
Oh, it's just what it is. It's the pass defense, man. And then how they able to hold the wide receiver. Those are the things that I think that we'll be able to continue to build, especially in this game. That's gonna just boost us in that direction. Gonna help us get the win.
Now, we want to hear from you guys. Predict the score, man. Let us know who wins this game. We want to hear from you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know. Cootie, I'm going with the
Yes,
Chicago
sir.
Bears 27-21. That's my score prediction. Bears way. Bears win. How you feel? What's your
Okay,
score
okay.
prediction?
I see us getting the W too. I see Bears going about 21-19. Jags get 19. We'll have 21, but we'll still win.
Well, those are our score predictions, man. We rocking with our team, man, with the Bears in this one. Cootie 4-2. I feel like we could be going into the bye
Yes.
week. And like we said, get your thoughts and your answers right underneath the video. Don't hesitate to interact with us. And if you guys have any questions or comments, you can always put them right underneath the video or reach out to us at
Yes,
Gmail,
sir.
which is bearsnewsnet1@gmail.com. Let's get right into this quick injury report, Cody, before we get up out of here. My
Let's
boy
go.
Tyreek Stevenson is doubtful in this game. He's been dealing with a hamstring. Also, Zach Pickens and Terrell Smith and Jaquan Brisker will also be out during this game. Your boy Brisk, he's dealing with the concussion, hoping that he was able to play, but he won't be able to play. So, like you said, just those backups being able to step up and do what they do. I still have confidence in this defense and the
Yeah.
Bears coming out with the win. Thank you guys for all the love and support. We appreciate
Yes,
it. Could
thank
anything you
you.
want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Nah, nothing this. So early morning game, 8:30, man. You gotta get up.
Yeah, man. Get up, wipe the crust out your eyes, and be ready to watch the game, man. Got the Bears winning this one. Like we said, we
Yes.
thank everybody for the love and support. And like me and Cootie always say, be safe and bear
Yeah, bear
down,
down.
Bears fan.